Ladies and gentlemen, Republic TV this evening exposed Riya Chakrabarti and the entire WhatsApp trail on the drug racket, the drug syndicate, the drug cartel in Mumbai, the powerful drug cartel, the powerful drug syndicate that comprises PR agencies, top-most Bollywood actors, biggest politicians, and there is more that we have this evening. In a few minutes from now, we're giving you the full details, and in a few minutes, we will expose the first confession in the case is with Republic TV. We have accessed the first confession in the case. 3 people have confessed, but before that, reading out the details of how Riya didn't just consume drugs, she peddled drugs, bought drugs. Dipesh Sawan, Sujay, if you're looking at this, Dr. Dinesh Rao, Saurabh Shukla, Shreya Narayan, Priyanka Tibrewal, putting out the full details. I want to read out from these details. I'm reading out the full details. And we have full chats, in fact, the full sequence of events breaking in a few minutes from now. Before that, I'm sorry, I was just... very explosive details coming out in a few minutes from now. But before that, I want to put out the WhatsApp chats on your screen right now about how they spoke about drugs. They arranged for drugs, 2 bags of drugs. The kind of money that was involved, it's getting much bigger, and I think it's the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. I want to go across to Sujay first. Sujay, on the WhatsApp chats, and I have something big coming up next. I want to break. But first up, the WhatsApp chats show and indicate that Riya was perhaps the center of a drug cartel. Sujay, I don't think there's any doubt left about that she was at the center of a drug cartel.
This is amazing.
That's what the WhatsApp messages show. Sujay.
Niranjan, this is so amazing and it is so damning. This is admissible in evidence, of course, subject to a forensic audit of the instrument, the device, that is under the Information Technology Act. But this is so incriminating. And I mean, it's clearly prima facie proof that there is something so sinister that was going on.
While you speak, we show the chats. Sujay, go on, we'll show the chats as you speak.
There is something so sinister which is lurking all around us. And I say us because as a society as a whole, that where these drug mafia or other kind of mafia have percolated into our value systems, and how our kids and otherwise are exposed. And therefore, it is so important that the NCB officials also now act in tandem with ED and CBI and expose this whole ring.
Yeah. And now we have more details. I'm going to bring more details right now of the bigger story. The story that we told you that we will bring on top of 7 p.m. And we have with us the first confession in the case. In fact, I'm going to put out the details that Shravan has accessed. These are Shravan's details, and I want you to stay with us as I bring out the details of the first confession. We're giving out the full details now. Shravan will join us in a few minutes, and full details are coming out on Republic TV. The complete details of what happened on the 8th of June, the full details. And I want to play out the details. Sujay and all our panelists, take a look at this. Sujay, Professor Dinesh Rao, Saurabh Shukla, Shreya and Priyanka Tibrewal. Believe it or not, I'm going to put out the graphics of the confession.
Yes.
Dipesh Sawan, Samuel Miranda.
This is really
Dipesh Sawan, Samuel Miranda. Dipesh Sawan, Samuel Miranda. And also Siddharth Pitani have made one confession about a group of professionals who came in. A group of professionals who came into the house. All 3 of them have spoken about a group of professionals coming inside the house and cleaning out 8 hard disks. Cleaning out 8 hard disks. A story that Shravan Sen has accessed, and we are breaking the full details now. I want to bring the full details right now. Viewers, in the last few weeks, we've been telling you about the first... We told you that the Disha murder, the Disha death link, there was something amiss, and we told you that there is a direct link. We told you that there could be professionals involved. We told you it's a murder. For the first time, a major confession. And I'm going to stay with the graphics, but I want to get the first response. I'm going to stay on the graphics for the first time. Confession. No other channel has the confession. Only Republic TV has the confession. First channel, Professor Dinesh Rao. First channel with the confession of these three people who are inside the house. That's why they were called on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. They say that a group of professionals came in, cleaned out all the hard disks. 8 hard disks were taken away from the house. I want to play out the graphics, Professor Dinesh Rao. Your response first, showing that this is a professionally executed murder. Professionally executed murder, viewers.
Yes,
look at the details.
Niranjan, of course, it's a very good job what you have done, and definitely the taking out of the hard disk, and it clearly indicates that they had a lot of informations which were damaging to either Ria or somebody who is connected in high places. So that is one possibility. And the other thing is, so this particular information is already been taken by those professionals, but the question of threatening is something which is very much need to be investigated. And definitely this is clearly indicative of a well organized group involvement, at the same time a planned execution of the crime.
Yeah. Saurabh, look at the details. Saurabh, look at the details that are coming out. A group of professionals came in. A group of professionals came in on the day that Disha died. On the day Disha died. On the day Ria left Sushant Singh Rajput. They came in on the same day. 8 hard disks. 8 hard disks were cleaned out and Sushant was threatened. This is what the 3 people, Siddharth Pitani, Dipesh Sawant, Samuel Miranda have told the CBI. First response to Saurabh Shukla.
This is a damning confession. And I have to compliment Republic TV for these details, because obviously this corroborates what we have been saying for so long, that Sushant's death was not a case of suicide. Clearly there is more to it, and these damning confessions obviously will blow the lid out of the cover-up theory that has been has been done at the behest of certain individuals. I'm glad that your reporter has got out these details. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure the truth will prevail now. But it clearly points out to the fact there were people who systematically, there was a whole clique of criminals who were working as a part of a pre-planned conspiracy to eliminate all the evidences and execute this crime. This is what is apparent from the revelations that you have brought to light. Congratulations to the entire team of Republic TV for bringing it out in the larger public interest. Niranjan.
Shreya, your first response is, Ria being, there are 3 or 4 parts. The 4-part breaking that we've shown on Republic TV. Politicians, Bollywood, PR firm, a 5-star hotel, and in the middle of it is Ria Chakrabarti and her brother Shobik, who are, by the way, being investigated by the Narcotics Control Bureau. As we speak, a case has been registered. 6:30, Republic TV broke that information. But the larger story of what happened on that day, why did this group come to Sushant's house? Why did they clean out all the information that he had at home? 8 hard disks were taken away. Shreya, first response.
Very, very suspicious. 8th June, the date, that is the most important thing. And then hard disk, the day she leaves, Disha Salian dies, hard disks, 8 hard disks removed. And on top of that, all these WhatsApp chats. I mean, till today, people have been talking, and especially in Bollywood, we have been thinking, what if it was just a witch hunt against Ria? But these are conclusive evidences which cannot be ignored at all. And that is why, for the first time, now we know that everything that we suspected and everything that we had, why the whole of India and everywhere Indians were questioning it, everything is coming together and we are getting conclusive answers. And thank you so much for this. Thank you.
I want to get Shavan as well. Shavan will be joining us anytime now. Priyanka, we've been talking about this. We told you that the Disha death was linked. Look at when they came in. Suspiciously, on the day Disha died, this group comes in. And 3 people, not one or two, 3 people who were in the house, Dipesh Sawant, Siddharth Pitani and Samuel Miranda have told the CBI that they came on that night and they went back with 8 hard disks. Who could have sent these people, this professional group?
Yes.
And what were they trying to hide?
See, you have exactly pointed well that they came on the day Disha died, but we also have to see they also came on a day just before a day when Ria left. So they just stepped in after Ria left. So now who had sent them or not, that is a matter of investigation which will certainly come out. But you see, these chats are explicit evidences and these cannot be ignored. But the question is why it did not hit the eye of the Mumbai police when they were investigating the same. Now the confession which is coming from Siddharth Pithani, Dipesh or Samuel, so let me tell you, confessions can only come out when they are investigated. But these people were not even summoned or investigated by the Mumbai police. At whose behest? That is the question which I have been raising again and again, that why these people were not questioned. Because they were so important. They were the flatmates. They were staying in the same flat. But Mumbai police wanted to question the entire industry but not these people. Why? Were they doing something specific which was dictated to them? That is the question. Why did the entire team come to do, and what were they trying to clean? And how come Riya Chakravarti knew that this team will come after she leaves the house? Everything can't be a coincidence. This is a murder. This is what from the very first day we are saying, and people are believing, and they knew that this is a murder. Slowly the chapters are opening.
Yeah, it's all opening up. And Republic TV told you, and for the last 70 days, viewers, we've been saying that Sushant was murdered, Sushant was murdered, Sushant was murdered. We told you that there is a disha link. And we told you that the three people who are inside the house will have all the answers. Dipesh Sawant, Samuel Miranda and Siddharth Pithani. And all three of them, and Republic TV as the first confession, have told the CBI that a group of professionals came home that day. And they left with 8 hard disks. What were in those 8 hard disks? Which was the group that came in? Who are these people? What did they want to hide? Republic TV, the first channel, getting you the full details of the CBI confession, the breakthrough confession. The breakthrough confession, because they've been called for 5 days back to back by the CBI. It's a well-planned murder, but who sent the mystery group? Who sent the mystery group? Did Riya send the mystery group? We don't know who sent the mystery group, but they came inside and were left with 8 hard disks. 8 hard disks. I have Sujay Kantawala as well joining us live as I stay on this. Sujay, who sent the mystery group? Why did the mystery group come in and leave with 8 hard disks? What was in the 8 hard disks? I don't know, but looking at the sequence of events, the first confession that's come in, we have many questions. What is this mystery group? Why did the mystery group clean up Sushant's data? What did they take back with them? What did they want to hide? Saurabh, you can take that question. Saurabh.
Yes, Niranjan, very clearly that this points to, what we have been saying all along, that the needle of suspicion is on Riya Chakravarti, and I would say that the CBI now, in light of these revelations coming out, these confessions come out, will move in to not only interrogate her, but if things go and the way we have been saying, may lead to her arrest. Because, obviously there is a deeper conspiracy that has been unraveled following these damning confessions. Because these were the key characters who were let off, who were not questioned as they should have been by the Mumbai police. If the CBI can extract this confession, why couldn't the Mumbai police do the same? Clearly, and we were piecing the missing links of the jigsaw. Now this is seeming to be in place. And then you have the drug angle. That's a separate one. So all this obviously points out to a deeper conspiracy. Were there some other people who were called from outside to do this? Were they hitmen? What was the motive in completely erasing the data? Because obviously, did Sushant know something which they wanted to hide, which they wanted to erase? All these are the questions I'm sure CBI will get once they interrogate Riya Chakravarti. I think, her days are numbered following these kind of confessions which have come out. And I again want to reinforce, I've investigated many crime investigations in the past. This is pointing out to a deep-rooted conspiracy, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, what you've revealed.
Professor Dinesh Rao, now we've shown the WhatsApp chats. Now the WhatsApp chats indicate that there was a larger cartel, bigger syndicate. We spoke about how Riya was perhaps at the center of it. We have WhatsApp chats that shows that she's coordinating how much of drugs to buy, where to buy the drugs from with Dipesh. And we have details of her telling PR firms. She's telling PR firms, take the drug from this part of Mumbai to that part of Mumbai, to that hotel, from here to that hotel. And she's talking with another agency, PR agency, which also is owned by big stars, about Professor Dinesh Rao, about the kind of drugs that need to be taken and how much of drugs need to be consumed. Now, now, what do you make of it, Professor Dinesh Rao? while we stay on these chats,
Yes.
we're showing these chats as well.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
you to talk about
The,
this, and then we'll also
chart
show the full
very-
details of the first confession.
Yes, the chart very clearly reflects that apart from this chart, the statistics of the Mumbai crime itself reflects that there is a well-organized drug cartels which has been well protected, because we see the number of NDPS acts applied per year, it's very low. The seizure of drugs are very low, given the type of working class population and the elite population prevalent in Mumbai. So that clearly speaks the cartel is well protected, and the people who are handling the cartels, are heading the cartels, are in high places, and they have been well organized. The chats clearly reflects, because there are people who are users, there are people who are pushers, and there are people who are mules, and there are people who are trading, and there are people who are sending the logistics, and there are people who are sending it across the seas, and definitely this element of drugs
Professor Rao, I'm going back to the confession. I'm going back to that confession, to the quotes of what these three have said. In all our visuals, hold on to your thoughts, because I have to take a short break, and I request all of our panelists to stay with us. In all of the explosive reports that we have put out, the investigative reports, what have we told you? Viewers, we told you that there were a few people at home who were not saying the full truth about what happened.
Correct. Yeah.
And today we have accessed the first confession. The three people inside the house, Pitani, Miranda, and Dipesh Sawant, have told Republic TV. In fact, have told CBI, and Republic TV has the full details. And we have the details of how a group came in on the 8th of June. We told you there was a link with the Disha death. They said a group came in, cleaned out data.